and you're very welcome to another video from Gundog on Fly. Tá Míle Fáilte Roimh. I'm driving here, as you can see, and I have about an hour's drive in front of me. I'm heading down to Ardare Springs, the fishery down in South Kilkenny. I've been invited as a guest hire for the launch of the Irish Springs Angling Fair, and I'm looking forward to today, tying a few flies, chatting to a few people whom I haven't seen for a while, and should be an interesting day, so stay with me and I'll introduce you to a few people, have a few chats, tie a few flies. Should be interesting, given that it'll only be those with real enthusiasm for fishing who'll turn up in mid-October for an angling fair, but all remains to be seen. So fan lumsum beis modern. Slán tamil. Now folks, everything's set up here now. Ready to tie. Few people here already. Just bring you outside here and just show you the extent of the fishery here. As you can see, there's a number of lakes here. I'm not sure how many. Yeah, beautiful morning, lads.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is Ned here, this is the proprietor. How are you getting on, Ned?
Good, George, and you?
Good, man. Looking forward to the day you are.
Absolutely, sure. We're blessed with the weather.
Well, it's the first decent day we've had in a while.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
You have a few fishing already?
Yeah, there's a few lads around. We're getting a bit busier now when the rivers are closed. We generally get busier on here for the winter then.
Yeah, I believe you were out in Canada again.
We were out there in July. We had some serious fish, 2 fish over 30 pounds.
Jesus, what breed of fish
They
were
were
they?
chum.
Chum, oh, I caught them myself.
Yeah, but everyone on the trip also caught Chinooks. There was
did they?
Chinooks caught, yeah.
Right, they were kind of the silvery, more silvery lads.
So up to about 25 pounds.
Yeah.
A few bigger ones lost.
Just for your information, folks, I travelled out with Ned out to Canada. When was it? I think it was it 28 or 2011?
About 2007 or 8.
2008 it was, so time is moving on. We had a mighty crack out there, and we caught a lot of chum salmon. Now that was the only species we caught that particular year, but just for your information, if you ever catch a chum salmon, it's like hooking a concrete block that moves around the place.
That's it. The big one I caught this year now, it took me 45 minutes to land it.
Yeah, they're unbelievably
biggest
powerful fish.
I ever had on a fly rod, to be honest.
And if you ever get an opportunity to go to Canada, it's just fantastic.
Definitely worth doing at least once.
Yeah, you run trips out there, Ned?
Yeah, we go every year, July, August, maybe September, depending on what species you want to target. If you want to target steelhead and coho, you better go in September, but in July you have a chance of hooking up with everything. You can hit all 5 Pacific salmon and steelhead in the one week.
How many trips do you run there yearly?
We we only done 1 this year, but pre-COVID we were doing 2.
Right.
Next year we'll probably get back to 2 again.
Right, excellent. So there you go, folks. If you fancy a trip out to Canada, Ned runs trips, so get in touch with Ned here at Ardare Springs Angling Centre and he'll sort you out. So I'll bring you inside now and introduce you to a couple of more people, okay? Now folks, I'm joined here by the great Jimmy Terrell, fly tyer from County Laois, and what are you tying here today, Jim?
Salmon flies, George.
Salmon flies, and mighty pretty they are. How was your fishing season, by the way?
Very good.
Yeah?
And spasms.
There's a lot of water, wasn't there?
Hot water. The weather was warm, then it was cold, rivers were high, but it's okay. I found a few nice spots on the lower.
I found the season very difficult now, to tell the truth. Like, the rivers were flooded the majority of the time.
Yeah.
And I'd give, like, for instance, the whole month of July, the shore was flooded.
Yeah.
And
the same up with us, wasn't it? The lower was kind of up over the banks.
It's been a very short season in a sense, really, you know.
Really
so just 1 second, folks, I'll show you a selection of Jimmy's salmon flies. Absolutely fantastic tying, look at that. If you ever want any salmon flies, Jimmy Terrell is the man to contact. He's online, I've no doubt. Have you a website, Jimmy?
Website, Irish Flycraft.
Irish Flycraft, they're absolutely beautiful shrimp flies. Now, as it happens, I don't salmon fish anymore. I did a lot of it one time, Jimmy.
Yes, I know you did.
Salmon were very scarce this year, apparently, weren't they?
They're very, very scarce,
apparently everyone's complaining.
Yeah.
But what's the problem, do you think?
I don't know. The runs are different. They're not like they were in years gone by, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Normally you get a run of grills in August. Now that could change. Could be earlier even, you know.
Yeah, but the number of salmon has declined massively.
Oh,
hasn't
big
it?
time, big time.
They're being caught out at sea, I
Out
suppose.
at sea and everything else.
And what happens, like, I mean, if this keeps going out?
I don't know. Who knows? Where's the answer to it? Like, because like Fister and all these crowds, they're doing what they can, but I don't know what it's down to. Is it salmon farms? Is it, what is it? I don't know.
A combination of things, but I think principally it's the netting out at sea that's doing the real damage.
Yeah, because it's gone off the rivers now, I think, anyway, and poaching has gone more or less.
Because most anglers now are catch and release on salmon, aren't they? Like the vast majority. It's very, very seldom anybody kills a salmon.
Yeah, well, on the north, mainly it's single hooks now and everything else, you know, so they're trying. Well,
so like river anglers aren't the issue; they're not the problem.
I don't think so.
No, neither.
Yeah, the more anglers is on the river, the better.
Yeah, absolutely, keeping an eye on things. Yeah,
keep an eye on things.
Yeah, it's very sad because I used to salmon fish quite a lot one time. I wore me teeth at it.
Yeah.
I caught quite few salmon, but it reached a point where you'd spend an inordinate amount of time salmon fishing for very little return.
Yeah. Now, but when you were going back, there was a lot of salmon in the river.
There was, yeah. You'd always have a chance of catching
Yeah.
a fish, and more times than not you would catch a fish. But unfortunately now the opposite is the case.
Yeah.
So I've kind of retired from salmon fishing, you might say.
Well, the same as we, George. Now, just get the
We'll
8-foot fly rod out and away you go. And
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
we still have good trout fishing.
Oh, great trout fishing. Yeah, the North did fish well now last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. They fish as well when there's when conditions are right.
When the conditions are right, when warm weather brought on hatches of fly and everything.
Yeah.
The hatch of sedge and everything like that has kind of declined in big time.
Everything's going into decline, unfortunately, Jimmy, but we'll try not to dwell on the negative.
No.
Have a good day tying anyway, Jim.
Thanks very much.
All right,
It's great to talk to you.
No bother. Right, folks, this here is Jason O'Riordan, and Jason fishes a lot for bass, I believe, and sea trout, and he's even invited me for a bit of sea trout fishing next season, so I'm really looking forward to that. Where would we be fishing?
We'd be fishing on the black water.
On the black water?
Yeah.
And is there a good run of sea trout on the black water now?
Better than people probably think, because it's known for salmon.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And what about the sea fishing? You fish for bass as well, do you?
Bass and mullet mostly, yeah.
How do you catch mullet?
The greatest the difficulty.
What's the bait for? Like
Flies.
Yeah?
Yeah. Reservoir type flies,
Right.
dowelback type flies, worm type flies, as in like the apps worm with the big red rubber.
Right. And
Tails.
will they actively chase a fly or?
It's gone black, George.
Don't worry about that, Jimmy.
sorry,
That's okay.
Just hold it away there. Yeah, that's all right. You
See,
keep
when
going.
you go black, you never go back, Jimmy. Jimmy's holding the camera.
You can delete that.
Anyway, sorry, we kind of digressed a small bit there. What was I saying? Yeah, will they chase a fly or is it a kind of a static fly? That's
A bit of both. Golden greys are good chase,
Right.
wet fly style.
wet fly style.
Wet fly style.
So it's relatively simple kind of fishing then, is it?
Yeah, for the golden greys it's relatively simple
Yeah.
in terms of technique.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones, the bung, the dreaded bung,
All right.
indicator, and just dead drifting.
And do you need specialised rods and reels or anything? Will your ordinary river stuff do you?
River stuff's fine, just
Good.
wash it down. Obviously, don't go dipping it in the sea and
Right.
do nothing
Yeah,
silly.
yeah, the salt, yeah.
A normal 9 foot for a 6, probably ideal.
Right.
I use a 5, but it's a stiff
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
if you know what I mean, a stiffer action. The hooks come out easy,
Right.
just the sort of mounts they have. So
Yeah.
it's certainly, when we say like a 9 for a 5, it's not your river dry fly.
Yeah,
type,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. It's a kind of a stiffer rod.
A little bit stiffer,
Stronger.
so 6. A lot of UK lads use glass rods.
Right.
They feel they're better for setting hooks and
Right.
not losing fish.
Right.
Seems to be the new thing. But
Right.
I haven't had any savage problems with like a
Ordinary river gear.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
good.
like either a stiffish action 5 or a 6.
Right. Right. I'm really looking forward to a bit of sea trout fishing because I have to be honest, I've only ever caught one sea trout. Ever.
Okay.
And because I mainly fish far inland and they don't come in as far as me,
And
unfortunately.
we'd be dry fly, so
Oh, excellent, yeah.
That'll suit you.
Oh, that suit me
Yeah.
down to the ground. Okay, Jason, really looking forward to doing
Brilliant.
that. So, see you later on next year.
yep.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Right.
Off his go.
Right, folks, joined here today by John Maduro from the Caribbean originally. Conistan to Nerker John. Mila John is originally from, what island in the Caribbean are you from, John?
Aruba.
Aruba.
It's a Dutch island in the Caribbean.
Right. And how long you been in Ireland now?
Too long, 22 years.
So you're an adopted Irishman now.
I am. An old paddy.
And John ties the most beautiful saltwater flies. Here's an example of them. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, I know absolutely nothing about saltwater flies, John. Tell me about these, please.
Well, as you can see here, we have some flat wings. These are all for bass fishing.
Right.
And the sand eels as well. I love fishing the sand eels.
Right.
All through the seasons. You see the smaller ones as well, for the sea trout as well.
Okay.
My favorite ones would be the shrimps.
Right.
I fish a lot of shrimp patterns.
Okay.
Especially when the tide is turning.
Right.
From low water to high water. Fish are always feeding around the edges and everything.
Right.
That's when the shrimp pattern works for me a lot.
And that's for bass, is it exclusively?
Bass, sea trout, pollock as well, very
Pollock
good
as well, right.
yeah. And I've even had him on the kayak for cod.
Right.
I would use a sinking line on the flat wings, and you've had cod as well and things like that. But yeah, salt water is my thing.
Right. You enjoying the day here so far?
Yeah, great show as always.
I
Yeah.
believe you're heading up north to the big show, as we call it, the Irish Fly Fair. When is that on?
I will be at the Irish Fly Fair the 18th and 19th of November.
Right.
So looking forward to that. With the first fly fair again after so many years. So
Good.
Really looking forward to it. And it'll be my first Irish fly fair. I've tied the British fly fair, but it'll be my first Irish fly fair. So it's a dream come true, because years and years ago when I started tying flies, I was going to the Galway one, and I said one day I have to make it to this fair. That was my goal, to make it entirely Irish fly fair, and it's happening this year. So
Excellent, John.
really looking forward to it.
I'm sure people would love to see you tying those flies, because they are, without doubt, beautiful creations.
Thank you.
So, anybody who's interested in saltwater fly fishing for bass,
Sea trout,
pollock, get in touch with John Maduro here from the Caribbean. An fearas óntí le haid chuileanna don muir mar dearg.
Míle maith agad.
Right. Now, folks, Peter Driver, everybody knows Peter Driver, let's face it. If you're into fly fishing in Ireland, you know Peter Driver. He's from Piscary Fly, and of course he's got his fly tying thing going on in the winter time. Still going on, Peter?
Still going on, starting tonight, George.
Starting tonight?
First night tonight.
What date is it today?
21st of October.
21st of October, so if you're doing that tonight, lads, which I'm quite sure you're not, tune into Peter's fly tying, what time?
8:30 p.m.
And what do they need to type into?
Just go onto our Facebook page or our YouTube channel and be there live.
Lovely.
8:30 p.m.
Great
Yeah,
stuff.
bit of crack.
Good.
Nothing like it.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
No.
What was the season like for you?
Mixed, very mixed.
Right.
Yeah. Fishing at home was actually all the floods. Everyone was the same.
Yeah, same.
Even Lochstyle men were saying the same.
Yeah.
A lot of fresh water flowing into the lakes. Rivers were up and down. You know yourself, George. Trout don't really settle unless they've got consistent weather. Consistent water.
Absolutely.
So you're in and out. So it was up and down, mixed season. Had some good trips abroad. Got a lot bit of good fishing here. Some good saltwater sea trout fishing early in the season.
Yeah.
Got some decent-ish trout season towards the back end of the season. But it's mixed. Same complaint everyone.
Everybody's on to me to get starting to do a little bit of this saltwater fishing. What's it
We
like?
did, you know what, and it was absolutely fantastic this year. So I did a couple of sessions on the sea trout early in the season. It was really good, March, April. Then I did some stuff during the summer when the rivers were flooding, and mackerel and pollock.
Yeah.
And we had a blast. You turn up with a pair of welly boots, pair of shorts, or whatever you want to wear, a box of flies, bit of tippet, fly rod reel, and away you go. And just mooch along the coastline. That's what I love, pulling in these little veins, finding a rock, throwing a couple of casts, getting a couple of fish. It was brilliant, and it's a great alternative. You know, it's amenity there for most Irish anglers, because even though I live in Kilkenny, I'm only an hour away. And get out there and use that amenity and mix it up a bit. It was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. It was great fun. When the rivers and lakes weren't fishing, just get out there and do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of a bit parochial. I kind of stay local, you know. The fishing I have is good, but like this year now has really emphasised in a sense the way when conditions, like the weather was so unusual this year. Like the shore where I fish mostly was out of condition for virtually most of the season. So I was searching out, and luckily enough, like I got some smaller rivers, got some good fishing. But like other than that, like I'm kind of at a loss because I'm so used to fishing the shore every season, and this season has been so unusual in terms of water height and floods all the time, and I was kind of at a loss. And it's an alternative. These
100%. And it's there. It's free all around the coastline, and it's amazing fishing. It's absolutely such great fun, man. Yeah, and that's what fly fishing should be.
Will you bring me along sometime?
Absolutely, more than welcome anytime next year when they're running.
Yeah, I'll hold you to that. I believe you have a new initiative also happening.
We've Piscari Fly Club starting, that's in the testing process at the moment. So the technical part of it, I'm not doing that. That's all done. And now we're just doing a bit of testing on Piscari Fly Club will be going live in about 2 weeks live. It's a subscription package. It's going to be basically a year-round membership, live shows, live fly fishing, live interviews, live fly tying all year round. It's just the evolution of our Saturday night live basically. And there's a whole load of other stuff coming with it as well. So it should be a bit of fun. It should be different and really inclusive, community based, and everyone's going to be part of it, everyone's going to get something from it. And I'm just basically going to facilitate it. That's my job, is to facilitate it and make it happen and see how it goes. So we'll get it off the ground in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited. It's going to be something different. Yeah. Maybe you'll come on for a couple of sessions on the shore. Yeah.
All right, Peter, good to see you again. Best of luck with your new venture. And if you want to check out Peter's page, Piscari Fly, I mean, type Piscari Fly into Google, he'll be there. All right, thanks, folks. That'll do.
I suppose it'd be good, yeah.
Now what I've done is I've come over here to the other side of the lake, so the wind is now directly in my face, and that's where this rod is really standing out now, I have to say. I'm pushing it through that wind. No bother whatsoever. It's a powerful rod, so it would be a great advantage if you were forced, would say, to fish off one bank and into the wind. So it really is powerful. There's fish out here nearly as big as myself, but they're not really interested. I'd like to catch one just to get a feel of a fish on the rod, but we'll see whether that will happen or not. If we catch one, we'll get back to you.
Static buzzer.
We have a fish on, and he's taken off across the lake. Whoa! Bit of power in this lad. He's taken now all the fly line, or virtually all the fly line, and we're nearly into the backing. Now I have to treat him very gently, unfortunately, because I have a wind knot about a yard up from the fly, and if I put any undue pressure, it'll definitely break at that point. So we're going to take our time. But at least we got one to take, and it wasn't one of Peter Driver's flies. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Bit of power here, all right. Coming a bit towards me now, I think. God, he's moving like a rocket. Oh yeah. Keep him out from those weeds. That's it, come back out there, that's it. Oi. Now, he's a rainbow trout. He shouldn't know anything about going into weeds and stuff, should he? Here he comes. Turn, turn, turn. Come out. Come on. I need you to go out that way, boy. There we go. Oh yeah. That's what you call a serious lump of a rainbow trout. Not my usual quarry, but we're not going to refuse it. So there, I caught him on a little buzzer. So we'll try and put him back in now without doing him any harm. No fella, get yourself together. Go on. And off he goes, none the worse for wear. So our Mackenzie NX1 handled that quite well. It's quite a good rod. Nice powerful rod, and works really well into the wind. I really like that aspect of it. So I definitely keep it in mind for my future purchase. So that's the Mackenzie MX1 10'5". Oh, here we are. Everyone's tying flies, telling lies. We're having a great day here at the launch of the Irish Spring Angling Fair. And, I'd just like to mention someone, as it happens, James, who sent me this stuff here. Would you believe it? This is from a kangaroo, and he also sent me this from a springbok antelope. Beautiful stuff, totally unsolicited. So James, just to say thanks very much for that stuff, and it will go to very good use, you can be sure of it. Trying to play catch or Karen? Yeah, but the biggest one. Look at the wrong one.
Well, he can pay for it if he wants.
Everything and anything for the fly fisher. And even the bait fisher. Fly tying.
James, you went to take the bag. No, I couldn't get it out. I mean, when I see him, I go scrolling, I don't know what I am.
See, yeah, just trying to get something to the program and something to do at home as well.
What makes it so special?
I'll give you a shout and see what
That was Ned that you saw there, but here's the real boss. Just
Oh no, I don't want to bet any video.
He's a bit camera shy.
I'm not anything.
Why?
So that was the launch of the Irish Spring Angling Fair, and I'm on my way home now, and it was a very enjoyable day. Got to meet a few old friends, have a bit of a chat, have a bit of crack. Got to try out that nice Mackenzie rod. Impressed with that, and even got to catch a fish. How bad? So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're in the area, give a shout into Ardare Springs. If you're interested in catching a few massive rainbows, there are some huge fish in those lakes. Scary, some of them really. So if you're in the area, give a shout in and they'll look after you. In the meantime, if you're not already a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this in the future. So, Shinawel Oimsa Don Trosha, Goramahagi Rish Asford, Holoder Agus Bame Kaint Rish live on Cade or Ella. Either on Garlin, Biggie Slawn, Agus Mas Fedor Necker, Biggie Eggies Grant. Slag of Owen.